Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are just going to be doing a really easy, I'm going to take you guys along with me as I'm eating throughout the day, and that way you can see what are the types of things that I'm having. And now it is the holiday season, so I might, bring in some of those holiday treats as well. I'm pretty sure that I'm still going to be having pumpkin spice in my breakfast stuff this morning. I'm still on the pumpkin spice kick, even though it's like more Christmassy, although my American friends are still celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend, I believe. So it's still okay to be having all that pumpkin spice stuff, I think. Anyway, I like it, so I'm going to add it into my pancakes this morning. I'm going to make a super healthy version of my pancakes. The only sugar that I'm adding is the maple syrup on top. You don't need anything else in it. I do make different pancakes depending on, my mood. But these ones are like my super easy staple ones that I eat, and I think anybody can pretty much whip them up. There's like very few ingredients. So today's video is super easy and laid back, just a what I eat in a day video. Very simple foods as always. It's a day off, so it's going to be a little more indulgent, and I'm going to take a little more time only because I'm like making pancakes. I never get to eat pancakes normally because I'm on the run at work. So this is kind of a treat. So I'm going to show you guys everything that I'm having in this video. Let me take you guys along so you can see what I'm having for today. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for being here. This week we are just going to do a really simple what I eat in a day type of video. I'm going to take you guys along so you can see all the things that I am having throughout the day. So I'm just starting with a coffee in the morning, and I do have a coffee, and then I'll also have a dandy blend in the morning before I even eat because I don't like to eat right away. So around like 11 o'clock or so, 10:30, 11 o'clock, I start to get hungry, and that's when I have my breakfast. So I'm just using cinnamon and pumpkin spice. I'm using some oat flour that I ground up at home, and then I'm using my 2 bananas and some plant-based milk. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be using in these quick and easy pancakes. So I'm going to be using 2 bananas in this recipe, and not the really large crazy ones that I've been seeing at the grocery store, just regular size bananas. And I am going to also use another half because I did have one of my bananas was a little bit too ripe, but I was able to save half of it. So I'm going to use that for a topping. So I'm just going to put that on a plate for later. So the 2 bananas, you're just going to mash that up and then add in all the spices, and then you're going to throw in the plant-based milk and of course the oat flour and give that a mix. So I am not adding any sugar right now because the banana is sweet enough in my opinion. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of brown sugar. You can add maple sugar or maple syrup if you wanted to sweeten them up further. So I am going to be adding some maple syrup on top for my topping. So I'm just going to use that and not add anything in the actual pancakes. So now that everything is combined well, I just make sure that my frying pan is nice and hot, because the hotter it gets, I find that my pancakes won't stick as much because my frying pan is getting a little bit on the old side and I don't want to use extra oil, but if I had to, I would. In order to make them, I just hacked it out and they were a little bit extra brown, but they tasted fine, so it was good. I'm not getting rid of the pan yet. I can still get a little bit more use out of it. so that is my breakfast, super easy. I'm just gonna top it with my bananas and some syrup and a little bit more cinnamon and the pumpkin spice on top, and that's it. That was my breakfast for the day. So next I just had some maple water with my breakfast, and that's pretty much it until I was ready to eat for lunch. So for lunch, I just had very simple tofu that was made in the air fryer, and then I had leftover rice and some veggies that were sauteed with veggie broth on a frying pan. So for dinner, I decided I was just going to make a very simple soup in the Instant Pot, and I'm just using a blend of wild rice. And then I just have some lima beans and a mixed frozen bag of veggies. So I'm just throwing in my water in the Instant Pot and all my veg. And it's just a really easy meal just to throw together in no time at all, and you have such a hearty and filling soup. So I always add at least 5 cups of veg, whether it's frozen or not frozen veg, any kind of veg that you have on hand. And then I always add something else. So I just decided to add a cup of the lima beans. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the rice as well. And this is just a rice blend, and it's really nice, something a little bit different to add to the soup. And that's pretty much it, some seasonings, and then you just cook it up, and in no time at all, you have the yummy soup. So I added a tablespoon of bouillon. This is the better than bouillon. And if I don't have that, I'll just find whatever is oil-free and throw that in. And then I'm adding some staple spices and seasonings. So just Himalayan salt. I have oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, just very staple spices that a lot of people have on hand. So you use whatever you prefer in your soup. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Give it a mix and then cook it up. So this is how the soup turned out. As you can see, loaded with veggies. It is so nutritious and such a hearty meal. And it's very comforting as the weather gets colder. So this is definitely one of my staple foods that I have all the time when I am in a pinch and I need to make a meal really quickly. Soup is definitely one of those things that is in my top 10 meals to make. So yeah, definitely soup, very easy, very comforting, and very easy to put together. So on this day, I decided to have my cookies as a snack, and I just make these all the time because everyone loves them. They're just banana and oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. So I enjoyed a few of those with a cup of tea in the evening, and that's pretty much it for the day. Thanks again for watching, guys.